Hi crafty friends, how's everybody doing today? My name is Kathy Fillion. This is Handmade Happy Hour. Thank you so much for joining me. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe if you like what I'm making so you can find me again. Today I'm going to teach you how to make some really simple, fun envelopes. Now, of course, you could use this for any holiday, but I'm doing some Valentines. I didn't get holiday cards out to all the people I wanted to, so I'm gonna make some Valentines for some of my girlfriends and for my neighbors. For today's project, I am gonna use some envelope templates. Now, these are from Michaels. I'm gonna put a link below so you can know what I used. Today's envelope is gonna be an A2 size, so for a finished card, that's like 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches, I believe. But in the description, I'll put all the different sizes. So this is the kit came like this, and it came with 6 different envelope templates. So everything from really large size ones. This is a very big one. This is an A9, so maybe like an outer invitation size. Most of these fit with a 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper, and I do love that you get a couple of squares also, so that's pretty cool. They're a heavy duty material, so they're easy to trace around, and they have these open spots where you can trace for making a little marker and indentation for a fold line. And for that, I'm just using one of these nail dotter tools. It's like for fingernail art that I pick up at the dollar stores. Dollar Tree has them, and that creates a really easy line for folding and scoring. All right, these are so simple to do. Who wants to make Valentines? Let's dive into it. First, let's take a look at the supplies. These are some different stickers that I'm going to use as embellishments. This is the paper pack. I will link everything that I can down below. Look at those gorgeous prints. I just love it. So let's grab those. And these are the envelope templates. These are from Michaels. You get 6 in a pack. They're very heavy duty. And I do love how easy they were to trace around. So on the back of it, it has all of the sizes. I will show you those sizes. Let's go ahead and open it up and pull these out and look at them. So you can see that there's that little fold line there. So we're gonna pop that out, and that is gonna be where you score the envelope once you've cut it so that you have a built-in folding line. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of those. You get 6 pieces, and they're all the standard sizes, and that's the envelope size that I'm sharing there. And then I'm going to use a pencil. This is that nail dotting tool. I get these at Dollar Tree. It's for doing fingernail art, and you're going to need a bone folder or an old credit card. So we're going to trace on the back of the paper, just tracing around it. If you're just getting started with this, using all over prints is easier than stripes. And go ahead and cut that out. If you're doing stripes, you might want to trace on the front and erase your pencil line. And then I'm going to go in and erase any of the lines that might show on the envelope flap, the top of it. Okay, we've got that all cut out. Now I'm going to put the template back on top of it on the back side, and I'm going to just use that nail dotting tool to score a line there. You could use the end of a bone folder or a toothpick also. You can kind of see that faint line, and that's going to make it really easy to fold that over. And then just go ahead and give that a nice crease with either an old credit card or a bone folder. We're going to fold up those 3 sides. Those will be the sides that we glue, and then you can see the top there. That's the top flap. Go ahead and fold that down. And then I like to flip it over and do the sort of pressing of the edges on the other side as well. Just a nice little swipe. That gives you a nice crisp, clean edge. All right, now let's talk about all the ways we can glue these. We can do glue stick. If you're doing glue stick, put a little piece of paper under there, just an old scrap mail or something. You're just gonna add the glue to those 2 side pieces, and then you can easily fold that in and fold that up. These are going to be your envelope best friend are these clothespins. Go ahead and clothespin that just to hold it and secure it while it dries. Super easy. You can also use a tape runner, but if you're making a whole bunch of these, this can get expensive. The tape runner is not the most budget-friendly way, but it certainly is fast and it holds really well. So just do 2 pieces of the tape run. There you go. That's sealed that quickly. You don't need to use any clothespins or anything like that. You can use tacky glue. This works really, really well. It has a little bit longer dry time, but it holds very sturdy. You will need to clip it in place. And look at that. You can also use Mod Podge. You could use gloss matte or satin, it doesn't matter. Go ahead and add that along the edge. And then we are going to clothespin that to hold that in place while it dries. So all of these methods work really great. You can even use hot glue. Hot glue can get a little bit lumpy, but I'll just show you what hot glue looks like. I am going to use hot glue for our embellishment. Of course, I got my little finger cap. Fun fact, I invented that finger cap. All right, now let's decorate the front. These are some of the papers that came in our paper pack, and I'm going to trim that to 5 inches by 4 inches. Next, I want to give those corners a little bit of a decorative edge, so I'm going to use some punches. You could certainly cut your own curved edge if you want to, or you could just leave it square. That's a little kind of top of a heart. I thought that looked cute. You can also use decorative scissors along the outer edge. You could do like a scallop look here. You know, whatever you want to do. You could even tear the paper. Now for here, I'm going to use the tape runner to attach this paper down. It's kind of heavy because it's that glittery paper. Glue stick would work, or hot glue would work. So the tape runner is very heavy duty, so it is my choice for this front of the envelope. So I'm centering that down and pressing with my fingers just to secure it. And then I'm going to hot glue on these embellishments. They are actually stickers, but I think that with the glittery paper, it'll be better to hot glue them down. Look at all those cute designs. So I'm just going to add a few dots of hot glue. If you had those like foam pop stickers, I'm not sure exactly what they're called, those would be fun too. It would give it a little bit of an elevated look. Really, you can do whatever you want here. It's just fun to embellish the outside. Obviously, these are not going in the mail, so I can add as many embellishments as I want. I'm going to be passing these out. So let's layer that up. And then you could add any kind of things here. I'm going to just add a little paper flower, and I love adding gems to these. I have an old box of trinkety stuff that I can just grab things from. So you can see I'm using a little bit of the tacky glue there and just gluing that gem to each corner. So simple. Let's take a look at these envelopes. Gorgeous. Okay, now that I've showed you how to do the envelope, and I told you that was going to be easy, so easy, right? I want to show you what some of the finished designs look like. So I've got the I Love You with that gorgeous rose paper, so simple. We've got one of our little XOXO papers. I love this one too. And this one looks like a little postage stamp. I love that paper with the stripes. I've got another kind of almost like a tic-tac-toe design, the XOXO, with that heart and arrow paper. And I've got my layered up design that I showed you earlier. So that's a couple of different embellishments there, and that's the love paper. And then we have that flower paper again with the Be Mine one. Look how sweet that is. Okay, next I want to show you just a very super simple card. This is not fancy card making, but this is going to be just a quick way to make a cute Valentine. Let's do it. I'm using the same scrapbook paper, and I'm cutting it down to 8.5 by 5.5, and then I'm just folding it in half. It's really that simple. Because this is patterned paper, I'm not doing much more details to it. I'm gonna go ahead and use my bone folder to get a nice crease. So simple, very simple little card. And then for here, because we're just going to the plain paper, I'm gonna go ahead and peel off that backing and use these as stickers. Go ahead and sticker that right in the center. And I told you this was going to be quick and easy. This is the easiest card you'll ever make. But look how fun they are. I'm mixing and matching my papers with the envelopes, so it'll be really kitschy and cute looking. Have a look at all of these different quick cards just made with a folded piece of paper and that little sticker embellishment. I absolutely adore how these turned out. Thanks so much for being here with me for this envelope tutorial. I hope I made it as easy as possible for you. I'm going to put the links for the envelope templates and the papers and things down below in the comments. But of course, you do you. If you don't want to get envelope templates, I have made them myself by taking apart an envelope and then I laminated it to create my own sort of hard one. What I do like about these ones is that they're so thick so it's easy to trace around. So fun, so simple. I know my girls are going to want to do this with with me. So I'm on the hunt for some paper. I'm thinking about doing some map ones, and there's those cute bags at Dollar Tree with all those great prints, and I'm thinking some of those would be really cool with those larger envelope sizes. All right, I'll be back here next week with another fun project to share with you, and until then, have a super crafty week. Bye.